What's going on, guys? It's me, Dan from DanCarFilms here. Welcome back to another episode of NHL 17 New York Rangers franchise. In this episode, we're going to play the final 12 games of the season and end this season off right here. Since we're on the edge of the playoffs, we're going to set the lines to best lines to hopefully maximize our performance on the ice. We've got to come away with a big win streak here if we want to get anything done. And we're also going to move Clefbaum down a spot because he's still listed as a top 6 defenseman. And same thing with Malcolm Subban. He's still listed as a backup. I show that right here. But so is Ryan Miller. But the reason Miller's starting is because he has no more potential. And he's sort of just a placeholder. So now here we are in March. We're getting towards the end of things. And we've just got to go on a massive winning streak. And yeah, here we go, starting off on February 26th, and the trade deadline is almost upon us. But remember, we already got that Paul Martin trade. Now here we go to start off the simulation at Columbus. We're going to take a 2-1 shootout win. Great start right there. Now at Detroit on Saturday. Can we get it done? Can we get it done? Let's see. Yes, we do. A 4-1 win at Detroit. Now a 3-2 loss versus the Islanders. Then the following two nights, it is going to be a 4-0 loss to the Islanders again. And then a 5-3 loss to the Minnesota Wild at Edmonton now on Saturday. 4-1 loss. That's 4 games in a row. 4 games in regulation where we just flat out lose. Versus Colorado, rather. We're going to lose 4-2. So that's 5 right there. We finally get a point versus the Washington Capitals. But it is a shootout loss still. And a 4-1 loss versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And we're just getting pummeled right now. Oh my gosh. We have 1 point in the last 8 games, I believe. That is not good at all. Right here, we're going to do our scouting assignment. We're going to do goalies, or rather defensemen, for 6 weeks. Now versus the Islanders, we take a 4-3 overtime loss right there. Versus the Penguins, we finally get a win. Look at that. Let's count up the losses really quick. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 losses in a row and only 2 points out of those losses. That is so bad. We needed to go on a massive winning streak. We're clearly out of the playoffs now. Our division was so strong, so competitive, and we simply just did not put up a fight. Though we did beat the Penguins, we did beat the Sabres in overtime, but then we lose to the Devils 2-0, the Predators 2-1, and then the Flyers and another team there at the very end. So we just did not have a good March at all. We just got destroyed. Yeah, we lose to the Capitals there at the very end, 4-2. So back-to-back 4-2 games, which means we're not playing good defense and we're not scoring, and that's just so bad. Look at that, 8 games in a row where we lose, and we needed to go on an 8-game winning streak. That's sort of funny, but I mean, I didn't know if this team would make the playoffs or not. When I sort of saw that the divisions were going to be really, really tough this year, I mean, I sort of predicted it a tiny bit, but I didn't think we would choke that bad. I thought maybe we might have had a chance. Now versus the Washington Capitals on Tuesday, we take a 2-1 win. Versus Carolina, 5-2 loss. And now, yeah, we are clearly out of it now. Versus Philadelphia on Saturday. Oh, even worse, Brady Ski goes down with an injury. So we're going to replace him with Austin Sarsnick, who is the AHL second-line center. And I'm just too lazy to call up another defenseman, so we're just going to have to live with this. There's only 3 games left. It doesn't really matter. We're out of the playoffs. And let's see what he can do there. It's going to be sort of funny. Versus Philadelphia now on Saturday, 3-2 shootout loss. And then versus the Montreal Canadiens, 3-0 loss. Now here at Ottawa on April 9th, here in the Canadian Tire Center, is going to be the New York Rangers versus the Ottawa Senators, who have a 46-30-5 record. And I believe that they are in the playoffs. Right here, let's take a look at Ryan Miller's stats. Absolutely terrible. 35-2 is just not good at all. And Chris Driedger is going to get the start for the Ottawa Senators tonight. And right here, former teammates are going to face off. Derek Stepan and Derek Brassard. The two Dereks are going to go at it, and Stepan is going to get the better of him. Now here later in the first period, it is going to be won by Zibanejad, back to Schultz. Schultz flings one on net, recovered by Zibanejad, and Mika Zibanejad puts that one right past Driedger to get the Rangers up 1-0, 5 minutes into the first period. Great job right there by Mika Zibanejad, and I find this a little bit funny. Everyone's celebrating that he scored 1 goal, and that pretty much just describes our season. If we're celebrating over 1 goal like this, everyone hugging and crap, it was just 1 goal. What the heck, guys? You can't give up already. All right, anyway. Right here now in the second period, Patrick Hornquist is going to get killed by Chris Kreider, and that is going to set Ottawa up on the power play. Now later here in the power play, Pageau to Hoffman. Hoffman's backhand is saved, and it's going to be lost by JT Miller, flipped up in the air right here, kept in by Enstrom, diagonally to Pago, and Jean Gabriel Pago scores and ties the game at 1 with 10 minutes left to go in the second period. And yeah, just not great defense right there. A lot of puck movement that should have not been able to happen. And now on the face-off here in the offensive zone, Boyle's going to win this face-off. Back to Paul Martin. Paul Martin, a big slap shot, and puts that one right by Dreiger to put the Rangers up 2-1 with 7 minutes left to go in the second period. That's only 3 minutes after the goal previously, and that's going to be Paul Martin's first goal of the season. That is very, very funny. It's his first goal, and we're at the very last game. What the heck? Anyway, this is going to be won by Brown. Back to Enstrom. Over to Lazar here as he recovers the pass. Back to Brown. It's going to be scooted away as it's going to be deflected out in front. Then right back to Brown from the pass from Burmistrov, and Logan Brown is going to shoot that one right in the slot. There was a lot of movement going on. I mean, we were blocking shots there, but we just could not recover the puck. That was unfortunate. And a good puck possession right there by the Ottawa Senators. That's going to be Logan Brown's 17th goal of the season, rather. Here's going to be Pumple on the recovery pass over to Clark MacArthur with 3 minutes left to go, and he's going to put this one by Miller. Ryan Miller gives up a pretty easy shot right there. He just simply got juked out, and that is something that the King wouldn't have done, and I'm sort of sad that I traded him away, to be honest with you. Clark MacArthur records his 7th or 11th goal of the season. I can't read numbers today. Now with 3 minutes left to go, this is going to be back to McDonough. This is going to be Cedric Paquette getting hit once, but he still recovers the puck. He's trying to drive deep. He gets hit again. He's going to recover it. He gets hit a third time behind the net. He's going to pull out in front of the slot, fire it and score! Cedric Paquette, what an individual effort to just fight his way through the entire Ottawa Senators defense and put that one by Dreiger to tie the game at 3. And the New York Rangers still have life left in them as Paquette records his 8th goal of the season. But this is going to be Carlson skating this one into the offensive zone for the Ottawa Senators. It's going to be recovered by Stahl. Pass intercepted by Mark Stone. He keeps it in the zone. It's down to Hoffman, who's pinned against the boards. It's going to be recovered by Derek Stepan. Up to Artemi Panarin. Panarin and Stepan with 22 seconds left. Panarin skates by the defenseman, gets it back to Stepan in the slot, and Stepan pulls the quick trigger, and he puts this one by Dreiger with 19.3 seconds left to go in the game, and he puts the New York Rangers up 4-3 as he records his 24th goal of the season, and that is going to be the end of the game. So I guess the Rangers come out with a strong win here to end off the season, but this is definitely not how I thought this season would go. We were just simply unable to score goals. We've been able to, like the past couple seasons, we just haven't been able to score goals, and it's been very, very annoying. But we did get a lot of shots right there. They out-hit us majorly, but we did control time on attack. And yeah, Stepan is going to be your first star right there. Well-deserved. Nice goal there at the very end of the game. But yeah, Artemi Panarin, he's got to step up. Clefbaum's got to step up. A lot of these guys got to step up for next year. And that is going to be the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, your veggies. Go to school. DanCarFilms out. Peace!